Do you think that Zone of Death movie's terrible?
I'm 100% sure.
Is that the terrible alarm? Like, what is that?
I mean, it got 22% on Rotten Tomatoes and 3.9 out of 10 stars on IMDb. Plus, the initial release date was February 22nd, 2009 in Serbia.
Was it like...
Are you sure that's about the same Zone of Death?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
I don't think that is.
It says, 2 Interpol agents are tasked with transporting a dangerous prisoner across Serbia when a deadly toxin causes the death to rise.
That answers the question.
The agents join forces with an escaped felon to fight a horde of zombies and safely
Wasn't expecting that. That was a twist I was not ready for.
Prisoner.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's not the Zone of Death we're talking about.
No.
This is the AJ and McCall show.
After the show! Danger.
So
my jacket's all turned weird.
we live near an area
Of danger.
known as the Zone of Death.
Yes, it's like by Yellowstone, basically.
That is terrifying.
It
Says-
is part of Yellowstone.
Quote, the Zone of Death is a name given to 50 square miles of the Idaho section of Yellowstone National Park, in which, as a result of a purported loophole in the Constitution of the United States, a criminal could theoretically get away with any crime up to and including murder. I don't feel comfortable up to and including murder. What? Okay.
Well, I mean, if it's lawless, then you
I mean,
can basically
yeah.
do anything you want.
Yeah, so it's kind of insane because, like, looking through the breakdown on, Wikipedia, which is a very trustable source, we got this whole thing that says that the United States District Court for the District of Wyoming is currently the only United States District Court to have jurisdiction over parts of multiple states due to the fact that its jurisdiction includes all of Yellowstone National Park, which extends slightly beyond Wyoming into Idaho and Montana.
Right.
So in addition, the federal government has exclusive jurisdiction over the park. So crimes committed in the park cannot be prosecuted under the state's laws.
Okay.
So then trials in the district court, normally held at a federal courthouse in Cheyenne. However, the Sixth Amendment to the United States Constitution decrees that juries in federal criminal cases must be made up of citizens who are both from the district and the state where the crime was committed. Because of this, the charges in this area, there's nobody that lives there.
Right.
It's uninhabitable.
Uninhabitable.
Yeah, that.
Inhabitable means people live there.
Uninhabitable.
Full of bears.
Uninhabitable. I was very confused. So, because of this, charges for a crime alleged to have been committed in this area of the park in Idaho would have to be tried before a jury consisting entirely of residents of the area. No one lives there. Not going to happen.
That is
It's
crazy.
nuts. Absolutely insane.
It's literally the purge zone.
It is the purge zone. You can get away with anything.
What's crazy is
Don't recommend it.
No. What's crazy, though, is that McCall and Producer Butters were telling me stories, which they can get into. And it seems like there's kind of a, whatever attitude towards, I don't know, fixing the purge zone.
So check this out. There was a movie that came out in 2016 called Population Zero.
Right.
This was one that was a crime thriller directed by Adam Levins, happened at the Newport Beach International Film Festival. So they were inspired to make this because of learning of this existence, basically. That's like, yeah, you can get away with anything. So it's a mockumentary examining the history of Dwayne Nelson, who's a suspected murderer. So in 2009, he confessed to shooting 3 men in Yellowstone National Park. Despite his confession being accurately detailed, he was not convicted of the crimes because the crime occurred there.
That's, wow.
Years later, they examined the crimes and the legal loophole that allowed him to walk free. As the film progresses, he begins to receive strange and frightening items, evidence of Nelson's crimes. Again, it's a mockumentary, so take that for what it's worth. But, like, it's nuts because these things came forward and then people were like talking about it and saying, hey, we should probably fix this, but there's no way to.
There's a campsite like right there.
Oh yeah, you could totally go camping.
There's a picnic
Just don't
icon
get killed.
like right there. Like you could just camp right that's nuts.
So question.
Yeah.
Does the federal government give the state any money for the park itself?
I don't know how that works.
I honestly, I have no idea.
I'm gonna say yes.
And the reason why I'm asking this is, couldn't they just like annex that like to Wyoming?
They should. They should be able to, but I almost wonder if it's like the process of it. People are like, no, I don't think so.
Why would they care? Nobody lives there. I mean, unless they're getting money from the federal government for
I
that
bet-
little piece of land.
I bet they probably are, and that's probably why they haven't.
I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to have the whole park in one state?
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, it would.
I guess.
I don't know.
Wyoming. Ha ha ha!
Mine. That's the only good thing about Wyoming.
Wyoming just got bigger.
Boo!
Oh, man. We hate this. Where did this other thing go? So I'm looking at a bunch of things on
We're going to call it
Wikipedia.
District of Yellowstone, where it's just going to annex from
Federal
everything.
Enclave.
So it's just not part of any state.
I mean, not to get like
Are there
hyper
more than just
political,
one?
but I think the issues behind that as well is like District of Columbia wants to be its own
Right.
voting entity, and it is
Right.
not.
Correct.
And it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, nobody actually lives there, so that wouldn't be a problem.
I think it would be more of a complicated than that, because if you make it its own district, then you have to decide, like, is it a state? Is it a district?
Right.
It has to have its own
Because
body
it has
of
to be its
government.
own thing. Then
So
there
then
has
it's
to be,
not-
yeah.
If
It's
becomes
a territory.
if it becomes-
Then we have a Puerto
Well,
Rico
see,
thing.
that becomes a whole other issue too, because then it's not. But it's part of the United States, but it's not if it's a territory.
Yeah.
So then there's a whole passport thing you got to sort out
Yeah.
now. So it's just getting the
Just
rabbit hole's
gets very
getting deeper and
complicated.
deeper.
Okay,
I'm
well,
just going to bury it in the death zone because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Just take the Idaho portion and give it to Wyoming at this point.
But that doesn't solve the problem, right? Because the issue is the district doesn't have
No.
anybody that lives
It
in
would
it.
solve the problem because it would be part of Wyoming.
Does that solve the problem?
Let me look.
Because I thought the issue was is that it said you had to have a jury of your trial of your peers from that district, but nobody lives there.
Well,
I'm trying to find this thing again. Hang on.
Does anybody actually live in the Yellowstone Park? So wouldn't that technically be the whole park?
It's a fair point.
Who are both from the district and the state where the crime was committed.
So they could pick a jury from Wyoming because it would be part of Wyoming. So yes,
So making it
But is it
Wyoming would
part
solve.
of? But well,
would solve it. Yes.
This is so weird.
I'm very confused.
How
but
is it the
I think
21st
it just.
century and we're like,
I have no
there's
idea.
a death zone.
It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, so I'm looking at this breakdown of the federal enclave. It's a parcel of federal property within a state that is under a special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States. So in 1960, the year of the latest comprehensive inquiry, 7% of federal property had enclave status. Interesting. So 57% was under concurrent state jurisdiction. The remaining 43%, on which some state laws do not apply, was scattered almost at random throughout the U.S. So I guess of that, 7%, you got 43% that's everywhere. So 3% of federal property, it says. So some of it, Alaska, Hawaii.
Alaska's its own thing anyway.
Yeah, just
Hawaii's
whatever,
also kind
man.
of its own thing too.
Whatever's going on over there is going on.
You can
over
tell me
there.
Alaska's run by bears. I'd be like, I don't know
I'd
enough
be like,
to dispute
yeah,
that.
you're right.
You could be
totally
completely right.
It's 100%. 100%. So,
Wikipedia.
I'm going to change the entry for Alaskan government to run by bears.
run by bears. This is all stuff I don't understand that goes way
And
over
then
my head.
Alaska run by polar bears.
So, this is all stuff that goes way over my head. I feel like there are a lot of places that I want to go now, but I'm also like, yeah, you know what? Might as well not.
Death zone. That is crazy.
Death zone may not be the place.
No,
Unless they
just
probably
don't
have
risk it.
to just write a whole new law for that little part, which would.
It's Island Park.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I go to Island Park a lot. And by a lot, I mean I've been there once.
That's a lot, McCall.
So many times.
You've been in the
I've probably been there more than you have.
Wow. Zone
Wow.
of death.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Zoom out. Wyoming. Where they have
I don't like the Wikipedia map does not help.
I think it's like Island Park. Because I saw this thing that says Island Park. Okay, when I type in Zone of Death, it takes me to the radio station. I don't like that either.
I don't care for that either. Let's not do that.
I
How
call
about
that pre-radiation.
no thanks?
Oh no, I'm gonna drop my
Well,
little guy
all
in the
you
zone
have
of
to
death.
do is
I'm
look at
doing
the-
it. Oh, it won't let me do
If
it.
you look at the map, you can see the outline of Yellowstone, and it's going to just be that little Idaho portion.
Yeah, it's got a dotted line above it, right?
Um,
Yeah, Wyoming, Idaho,
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah,
All right.
the
Dude,
dotted
I
line.
was like right over there.
Guys,
I can't zoom in.
I'm pretty sure that
Google will 100% not let you drop a little dude in the zone of death.
Well, yeah, it's because they can't drive there because
there's nobody
jurisdiction.
there.
Well, I want to see what the zone of death
You
looks
have-
like.
you
Well,
have to
get
drive
over it,
there.
bud.
I'm not doing that.
Yellowstone.
Google couldn't pay me enough to do that.
Well, they have to drive there to take the picture.
Well,
Yeah,
can't
okay,
get
so
some drones in there.
So we went.
There's literally a ranger
were we
station
at?
right there on the border.
Okay, so we've got Island Park right here. So we were just a little ways. So Hebgen Lake, which is in
I'm gonna see if I can
Montana.
I'm gonna see if I can share this on our stream here.
Okay, that'd be
Please and
sweet.
Thank you.
So Hebgen Lake is right over by right on the border of where Yellowstone is, right? So we went over towards that area while we were up fishing in Montana this last year. So there's a neat little place called Quake Lake that is right outside of Hebgen Lake. Okay?
Yes.
So I don't know have you ever heard of Quake Lake,
Yes.
Producer Butters?
I have. I've been there.
Okay, so I went up there too. Really cool. So here's the story, AJ. Once upon a time, let me see if I can find the year so that I can get you some actual
whole history
good information. I have been watching one of my favorite ladies. Her name is Bailey Sarian.
Big Sky.
She does
Yellowstone.
no. Stop it. She does makeup, and
Yellowstone.
I love watching her.
Is the zone of death featured in the show Yellowstone? It has to be, right?
No.
What?
No.
Cop out.
Are you talking about like the TV show Yellowstone
Yeah.
with Kevin Costner?
Yes.
No.
Total crap.
It just features his whatever. So anyway, Quake Lake is what it's called. So it's a lake that's in southwestern Montana.
Right.
It was created on August 17th, 1959. So there were a ton of people who were out there camping, right? Just underneath Hebgen Lake. Absolutely a beautiful, beautiful place. Well, as they're hanging out there, they're camping, they're doing their thing. There was an earthquake that happened, 7.5 on the Richter scale.
Big earthquake.
It shook open the dam. It formed a landslide dam on the Madison River. So Madison is absolutely stunning. So it slides down and starts blocking stuff up. It was the most powerful to hit the state of Montana in historic times. So with the landslide traveling down, it went, let's see, at an estimated 100 miles an hour. It killed 28 people who were camping along the shore of Hebgen Lake and downstream along the Madison River. So upstream, the fault caused by the earthquake forced the waters of Hebgen to shift violently, which ended up creating a wave effect that was created by the wind and atmospheric pressure and seismic activity. So all of this, it caused all kinds of cracks and erosion in the Hebgen Dam. So it was just this like crazy situation because it causes this natural dam, the normal dam shifts, the water all backs up, this earthquake comes down. So within the immediate vicinity of the earthquake and the resulting landslide, a few dozen cabins and homes were destroyed. Overall, the damages to the buildings and the roads were minor, sort of, with the damage cost placed at $11 million in 1959. So figure that out, as of now. And aftershocks were like up to 6.5 magnitude for several months afterwards. The earthquake was the second largest to occur in the continental United States in the 20th century.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. So Hebgen Dam was built in like 1917. So it was like concrete core and rock fill. So having a huge earthquake like that just like shifted the whole thing. It was nuts.
Well, didn't it flood the town too? Because of the dam broke.
It flooded just like right in here. Let me look. I think.
I don't know where here is. I put the map up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking.
I don't know if you can actually see it, but
That's not right.
So you can see in that little darker
let's
area.
Let's see if my.
Can you run your mouse over top of it?
Yeah, so it's gonna be in this area right here.
Yeah, so right along that line.
Let me make this a little bit bigger here.
So
right in here, that area. That little square piece.
I'm not seeing that it flooded the town.
I want to drive to the zone of death. Stop moving my pinpoint.
I right clicked on it and it says add a business.
No thanks.
C.
At a missing place.
But it's really kind of crazy.
Name. Zone of death.
So it's really crazy looking
What's the category here?
we don't know. It's crazy
Tourist spot.
to look at the
Let's see.
Earthquake Lake because you can still see the tops of all of the
Tourist
trees.
attraction.
Yeah, so I said tourist attraction.
Okay.
So you can
right.
you can see the tops of all of the trees at Earthquake Lake because they all were obviously, alive and stuff. But it's like crazy because
Should I add a phone number, hours,
No.
website? I'm going to send this.
I can
okay,
tell you,
you send that.
by car, you can get, I would say, I don't know, I'm terrible at judging map distances, but you can get right outside the zone of death to Fremont County Joint School District 215 in 3.5 hours from here right now.
That's insane.
Right now. I could be at the zone of death tonight.
You can drop yourself inside of the Montana, Wyoming
Yeah,
one.
it's literally like maybe 4 or 5 hours away.
Oh my gosh. So
It's
much.
kind of neat.
Zone of death. I don't like this. I don't care for this. But that's the thing. And we live near it. Very near to it. Too close as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. Yes, sir. There's a bunch of other stuff that's happened too close.
There's just lots of really weird things that happen in this vicinity of the world.
Well, when you have a zone of death, of course there's lots of weird things that are going to happen here. You have a zone that literally encourages death.
Yeah,
Zone O death.
yeah, it does that.
That's like,
Okay.
where should we go? I don't know. Yellowstone. Great. Let's do it.
See, now when somebody says, "Hey, I'm going to take you to Yellowstone," now you really got to be
Entirely
suspicious.
means a different thing now.
Are you
Nope.
taking me to Yellowstone or the Zone of Death? There's different meanings here,
Wyoming
bud.
or Idaho? Idaho.
Yeah.
Nope, hard pass.
Are you,
No
Are
thanks.
you taking me to look at the animals, or are you taking me to look somewhere else?
Look at the dirt. Where are we going?
Woo, it is terrifying.
There's this big mountain over here that is really tall. You got to see the view. It's great. Bye.
Zone of death, shove.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so on that gruesome note, and everybody stop making your vacation plans. This has been the AJ and McCall Show.
After the show!